do is I'm going to invite you, if you are watching, to please write in the comments something that you are manifesting, okay, that you are wanting to call in, but I want you to write it as though you have already received it, okay? So I am now so grateful that I have received whatever it is. Okay, so the work that I do now is primarily and mostly with helping healers, mediums and coaches to manifest their life purpose into a successful spiritual business, because that's the journey that I've been on, okay? The journey of being able to do love, being able to do work that I love and get paid for that. It's honestly one of the best feelings in the world, being able to really serve someone, help them, and also to be supported by that, okay? And when you are supported by that, you get to help even more people. Because of that, I can do stuff like this, create free content, right? And give my gifts for free as well as being paid. Okay. So whether you're watching this now or later, once again, I'm going to invite you to write in the comments something that you want to manifest, okay? And I want you to write it as though you have already received it. Okay, so maybe it's something small, yeah? It doesn't have to be something huge. It can be something very small, okay? But I want you to write it in the comments as though you've already received it, okay? So each time I do this, I think how I'm going to do it, I feel like my internet is not being that great right now. So maybe I'm going to manifest a better internet connection in this moment. Because I can see that there are some people there, but I feel like it keeps saying that the internet is going in and out. So let me know if you are watching, because it does really help, okay, just in terms of this reaching more people, okay? And I don't know if it's actually working, but let's just go ahead and do it anyway. Right, so manifestation, as I've said, is so much more than having a vision board, okay? Because we can sit all day on the couch and look at the vision board and then the thing still wouldn't happen. So it's nice to have that focus. It's nice to, you know, yes, manifestation is based on where your focus goes, but the thing is, with a vision board, it's only kind of surface level, right? You're not really looking at what's going on. When something hasn't showed up in our reality yet, yeah, when we want something, but it's not here yet, it's because on some level, you don't actually want that thing, right? So this is what it means to have limiting beliefs, right? And resistance. It's like there's let's say a time lag, or there's a delay, or the energetics of it are not the same yet, okay? Because somewhere you're saying that you don't want this thing, and that's what we're just going to have a look at today, right? So Deborah, I am retired, but I help heal people spiritually and give advice. Yeah, nice. So this is what you're calling in, right? This is what you already have. There is an aspect of you that already has this now, yeah? And I love that you put I am, right? Because when we put I am, we're not making that thing separate from us, okay? So this is what I'm getting at, right? What we do with manifestation a lot of the time is we make the thing separate from ourselves, and it's not separate from yourself, okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do then, okay, is I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, whether you're watching this now or later, and I want you to think about, visualize yourself, if you struggle with visualization, in a knowing, okay, in a sensing, in a feeling, in a hearing, yeah? I want you to imagine yourself, so imagination is all of those things. Your manifestation has just happened. How do you feel? You've now got the manifestation. If you've written it down below in the comments, you now have this manifestation, whether you're watching now or later. What's the immediate first thought? Okay. So it could be an amount of money coming in. It could be like clients coming in. How do you feel about this? Right? So really notice what your feelings are. Okay? Now in this scene, however you're perceiving it, I want you to start to imagine more details unfold. Right? So in Deborah's instance, she said that she's retired, but she helps heal people spiritually and she gives advice, right? So I don't specifically know what that might look like for you, because you're going to have your own way of looking at this, right? So I'm going to tell you from my perspective. So when I was working in a full-time job, okay, I would visualize myself with clients, like on Zoom calls with clients, and receiving emails of gratitude from clients and receiving payments from clients that were really happy with my services, and doing some stuff for free as well, right? But at the end of the day, I wanted a profitable, successful spiritual business, yeah? So I would do things in my imagination that would align me to the frequency, becoming an energetic match to somebody that already had this life, yeah? So Deborah, great. So Deborah's put, I got tingles, it feels good, like completeness. Such a good phrase, right? Completeness. And this is what is then going to bring me to my next point, okay? What I've just said. You are not separate from your manifestation, right? So there's this perception of, I don't have it yet, therefore I am not complete and this thing is separate from me. And that's where the time delay takes place. And yes, there is a time delay from the physical to the non-physical, because sometimes certain things have to happen. There's a process of it actually arriving. And the more that you see, feel and know within, that there is a completeness there, that it is not separate from you, right? The more that you can get yourself into this quantum state, which is what I just did, okay? So it's here now, right? It's just happened. It's just arrived. Yeah? It's here. That's how you collapse time and space, because your feelings and your emotions are not telling you that this thing is separate from you. There's a completeness. There's an it's finished. It's done, right? And there's also a lot of the time, it's almost like, what's next? Yeah. So this is the part where you've got to get really comfortable with this idea of, no matter where you are, because I'm now beyond that point where for years I was like manifesting what I have now, and I'm at the point where I'm expanding what I'm doing into doing group work, courses, and like bigger things than working one-to-one. Not that there's anything wrong with working one-to-one, it's just that that's not now for me. I want to work in a different way, yeah, and some people don't want to do that, and that's also fine. Right, but there is a completeness there, is what I'm getting at. There is not this sense of separation. It's a sense of, it is done, right? It's a sense of, I am this, and this is me. And there's not this like, it's never going to happen. There's not this doubt. There's not this anxiety. There's not any of that. It's complete, right? It's finished. Okay. And then, okay, we're also going to talk about why, now that you've put yourself in that quantum state of I have it, yeah, why don't you want it? Because this is where you're going to clear the resistance, okay? So when we don't have something, it's because there's a part of us that doesn't want it. Like, it's a limiting belief. Like, on a subconscious level, there's like this self-sabotaging going on, right? So for me, it could have looked like, and now for going to the next stage with this, it could look like, you know, I'm scared of the responsibility of like working with a lot of people. So that's something that, you know, I'm working through. There's all these, like, I'm going to be more seen, I'm going to be more visible, right? You know, what if someone doesn't like what I do, right? You know, like, what if someone doesn't, do you know what I mean? Like, there's, at every level where you're at, there's always a part of you that's going, no, it's not safe. Yeah. And you've got to be willing to look at that in order to receive your manifestation. Yeah. And in order to be the energetic container of the manifestation, because we can manifest things, but then they can manifest right back out again. They can just go like that, because you're not in the energetic state of holding that vibration. So you're learning to hold that vibration. The way that you do that is by looking at any fears which might come up around that situation, right? So when we're holding back, when we're procrastinating something, you want to really ask yourself, why don't I want this? And you want to journal on that. So let me know in the comments with your manifestation if you put, why don't I want this? Yeah. And if it's like you want a lump sum of money, like you think you might want that lump sum of money, but then underneath it all, you'll be like, yeah, but what if it goes away? What if I get it and then like I manifest a bill? Right? So like, that's quite a common one. Yeah. Manifesting money, but then manifesting like the money going back out again, because you're not at the energetic frequency to hold that vibration of having the money. Yeah. So there's so many different ways you can like sabotage yourself when it comes to your manifestations. Okay. So let me know in the comments below whether, you know, you're watching this later on or you're watching on YouTube, or leave me a little heart or a little angel or something like that. So normally these sessions are going to be at 5 p.m. okay, on a Thursday, but today I've got to take my cat to the vets. So closing today is the Light Language Academy. So it's going to be closing at midnight. Enrollment is going to be closing then. And then I'm not going to be reopening it for a while. And when I do reopen it, it's probably going to be at double the price. So if that is something that you are interested in, please do reach out to me. I'm just going to put the link for that below. So it is a space that is for healers, practitioners, and anyone that wishes to develop on their light language journey. There will be a beginners group course coming out soon. Okay, so Deborah, blocks for me are belief in myself that I'm good enough. Yeah, also imposter syndrome, yes. Also, I don't like this aspect, but I worry about people's opinions. Yeah, so good, Deborah. And a big part of this is like having the awareness, right? So I think all of these things, like, are things that I can, you know, I can expand on, and like in a much bigger way, probably on like another video or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's such a common one. At the core of it is always somewhere, it's to do with worthiness, right? I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. And it's fear of what people think. That is a massive one when it comes to like putting ourselves out there, sharing our gifts, right? And having a successful spiritual business or helping people with our spiritual gifts, is that I'm not good enough. And another common one is that I'm a bad person if I choose to receive money for spirituality, right? Which is a complete lie, because you're providing a service which a lot of the time is going to change someone's life in a much bigger way than a lot of other services do, right? So why should we not be paid well, right? Okay, so there's that. And I think a lot of it is people not having confidence in their gifts, because with spirituality, a lot of the time it's like an intangible thing in the moment, as opposed to when you go to a shop and you physically buy a product off a shelf, right? You're actually buying like a physical thing, and you're selling something that in that current moment, you know, isn't a physical thing as such yet, right? But it is a service. You're paying for a service, and it's not, absolutely not, time for money, right? It's more, what is the result of this thing that you're charging for? Okay, so there's that. If you have the ability to inspire someone, change someone's life, you've got a lot of information around something, then that is going to be massively helpful and massively impactful in someone's life. Okay, so thank you for your comments. Please write comments on YouTube as well, and I will, as much as possible, either reply below, or I will possibly create content on what it is that you're asking me. So as I said, the Light Language Academy is there. I've also created a free training, which is called the Leap of Faith Manifestation, Manifest Your Full-Time Business Workshop. Okay, so I'm going to put that underneath as well. Let me just do that, because it's an hour-long training and it's got like a shitload of information in there for those of you that feel called as well. And yeah, so I will be back next week then at 5 p.m. Let me know how you received this. So I'm sending you lots of love, and it will